Day 6 in the search for Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old mother of Today's Show anchor Savannah Guthrie, who police believe was taken from her Tucson area home Saturday night. Now, authorities still don't have a suspect or motive behind the possible kidnapping. At least they're not saying that publicly. But the FBI, who are now jointly investigating the case alongside the Pima County Sheriff's Office, even though there's a debate about whether or not they fully took control, said at a press conference yesterday that they're taking all leads seriously, especially those alleged ransom notes demanding Bitcoin sent to multiple media outlets earlier this week. And now the FBI is saying it is investigating a new message regarding Nancy Guthrie sent to news station KOLD in Tucson today. And earlier tonight, the news director from that station spoke to NewsNation's Elizabeth Vargas about the note they received, saying this is a new note. It didn't give proof of life. Revealing exactly how the note was sent is very interesting. Take a look.
The notes were both sent through our news tip system. So it does not need to come from a personal email address. You fill out a form. So the IP address information that we sent to them is, like I said, that it is not the same address, but it does seem to trace back to a similar cloaking software.
See, that's important. The idea of cloaking software is particularly troubling because it suggests that these alleged kidnappers had a plan. Maybe there's an element of sophistication, especially if we're considering there's not a lot of evidence that's been left behind. And by the way, that matches new details that we're learning about one of those alleged ransom notes that was sent to TMZ earlier this week. According to the outlet, the note was well written, so suggesting that whoever sent it took their time, maybe well educated, but it also had details about how Nancy would be returned if in fact she was kidnapped. Apparently, whoever wrote that note also said that Nancy would be returned by car. So it helps investigators kind of narrow down just where a possible kidnapper could be, right? And we also heard from the FBI yesterday about 2 deadlines in those ransom notes. Now, one was set for yesterday at 5 p.m. That passed. There was no public sign from the kidnappers, unless we're talking about what happened today. But you had TMZ founder Harvey Levin, who told CNN that the second deadline, which is set for Monday, that was, quote, far more consequential. He didn't elaborate on what that meant, but indicated that. Here's the thing, and this is big. Investigators, including the FBI, they were back at Nancy's house today for yet another search, which I got to say is interesting, because on Tuesday, Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos declared that Nancy's house was cleared by investigators. It had been returned to the Guthrie family. Raises possible questions of contamination, right? Mistakes. But also, what are they looking for after that note? Because there's now been reporting that they may have found something. Also, the president just spoke on Air Force One earlier tonight about the investigation, talked about a possible solution. I got to get perspective on the ground from this. I want to go right now live from Arizona, NewsNation senior national correspondent Brian Enton. Brian, I got to start with what you posted on social media, big development. You're telling us they towed a car from Nancy's garage. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, 2 things happened just within the last 30 minutes ago, First of all, a car was towed from Nancy Guthrie's garage. We saw the tow truck show up, went down the street, pulled into Nancy's driveway. You can see right here, and then there is the tow truck when they towed the car out. This is the same car that was in Nancy's garage, and we know that because just a couple of days ago with our drone, when they opened the garage, when the FBI showed up to search, there it is. We saw the same car. It is a blue Subaru. So for whatever reason, 6 days later, they have now decided to tow that car out, and it had a police escort as they took the car away. The second thing that is developing right now, and we may even have a live picture for you, Jesse, because we have a camera outside Annie Guthrie's house right now, which is Savannah's sister, Nancy's other daughter. This is it right here, live. There are 3 deputies that have just shown up at Annie's house. And we don't know why. It was quiet there all day. But these 3 deputies have just pulled in. I don't think that they've gone in the house yet, from what I've been told from our photographer on the scene. But they did just pull into the house, Jesse.
And to put that into context, as we're saying this, there could be a number of reasons why they're at the house. It could be to maybe relay information or get answers from them, particularly if they found something with the car. Just talk about the car. Had they searched that before? I'm trying to make sense. If you take the note, was there something about the note about the car? Had they ever searched that car before? Do you think that has camera footage in it of some kind, digital data? What can you tell us about that?
I don't know that they've searched the car. You see this video from a couple of days ago when they were in the garage.
Right.
So you would think that when they went back a second time, they probably at least looked inside the car. I don't know. The garage was open. They were in the garage. My sense is today someone made the decision, we're going to go back and we are going to do a thorough job checking over this house, and that would include also checking into the car, and that's probably why they towed the car away.
I saw reporting that authorities went to the roof of Nancy's house and maybe retrieved some sort of wireless device or a wired device. Is there anything to that?
Yeah, so we had our drone up and we could see, it appears there was another surveillance camera on the roof that perhaps had gone unchecked. We didn't know about it until today when you really zoomed in with the drone. The FBI agents were up on the roof, and there was it was connected to like a solar panel, almost so that it didn't have to be connected to power. The panel was powering the little camera, and they took that camera down and took it away. So perhaps another camera that they didn't know about.
That's really concerning, Brian, if that's true, because there's already questions about this investigation and opening the scene and opening it back up and closing it back up, and when the FBI was called. If they didn't find that under an initial pass, that's going to lead to a lot of speculation and a lot of questions. Brian Entin, stay with us. We're going to check back in with you a little bit later. If there's any developments, you make sure to let us know. But very interesting to see what's happening out in Tucson, Arizona. Okay.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.